Hello everyone, this is Poonam Fegre. Today we are going to study data warehouse. So these are the contents that I am going to discuss today. What is data warehouse, properties of data warehouse, why data warehouse, advantages of data warehouse, OLTP versus OLAP, and data warehousing architecture. So first we will see what is data warehouse. So data warehouse is a core component of business intelligence. It provides the tools for the business executives. They are also called as the knowledge workers, which includes the executive peoples from the organization like managers, data analysts. This data warehouse provides the tools to these knowledge workers to organize and use the data to make some strategic decisions. For example, on the basis of the previous 10 years data of the company, the sales managers may be interested in analyzing the sales trends of that companies to make some strategic decisions for the future. Okay, so data warehouse is basically a storage that is maintained separately from the organization's operational databases. So day-to-day work and the day-to-day transactions of the organizations are deal with the operational databases, and this data warehouse is mostly kept aside to this operational database. This data warehouse integrates data coming from the heterogeneous sources. So these heterogeneous sources may include the operational databases which may be implemented using the different databases systems like SQL Server, Oracle. Okay, for example, each company may have multiple departments. So marketing, one department may handle the marketing information, the others may deals with the sales, the next one which deals with the operations of that company, means the productions of that company. So all these department may use the different databases. The databases may be implemented in SQL Server or, for example, Oracle. So all these operational databases are the source for the data warehouse. Okay, or the other sources for the data warehouses are the simple flat files, which includes the customer profile informations or some simple flat XML files. Okay, so all these are the heterogeneous sources. So the data coming from the heterogeneous sources are integrated in a data warehouse. Data warehouse allow information processing by the consolidating historical data. So data warehouse stores the historical data as well as the current data, but the operational database generally deals with the current data, where this data warehouse deals with the historical data, and it allows the information processing by consolidating this historical data. So end users can access it whenever any information is needed. So now let us see how this business intelligence works. Okay, so the business intelligence based on the data warehouse technology extracts the information from the company's operational databases. For example, here I am considering the 3 operational databases are there for in a particular company, DB1, DB2 and DB3. They may have been they might be implemented in a different database systems. The business data, for example, sales, marketing, may be in any form. It may be in a simple file or different database, implemented with a different databases or the Excel file. So all these heterogeneous sources of data are first extracted, and then it is transformed. The transforms means it is clean and integrated and then loaded into the data warehouse. So this data warehouse gives the consolidated form of this heterogeneous source, the data coming from this heterogeneous source, and once it is transformed, it is ready for the visualization. Okay, and the data and it is ready for the data analysis. So this the data end user use to get the insights from this information. Okay, so the multiple users can access now the information which is stored in a data warehouse. So data warehouse stores the process data which is coming from the heterogeneous sources. Now the definition, let us see the definition of data warehouse. So according to the William Inman, data warehouse is a subject oriented, integrated, time variant and non-volatile collections of data in support of management decision making process. Okay, so let us have a look on these keywords which was used in the definition. So these are the properties of the data warehouse: subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non-volatile. So let us see one by one. So first we will put a focus on a subject oriented. So data warehouse is organized around major business subjects such as customers, suppliers, product, and sales. So you may wanted to find the data like which product sells happens mostly in a previous year, and who were the customers, what type of services are provided to that customer, and how these customers are get attracted, means how they become the customer of your company. So this information, so such a information can be retrieved easily through the data warehouse as compared to your normal databases. Okay, so here so the information related to the different subjects can be retrieved easily. So you can the data warehouse may focus on a customer, or it may focus on a supplier or the product and sales. Okay, and so subject oriented data is stored in a data warehouse. Next is integrated. So data collected in a data warehouse from various sources such as a relational databases, flat files, Excel files, or online transactional records. So this data is first clean and then integrated. So you will get all the data at a one place and no need to search for the different tables or not for the different data. Okay, so that is the meaning of the integrated here. Then the time variant. So data is stored in a data various as a series of snapshot with the time stamp. So you can do the analysis based on this time data. For example, you can see your company's sales status at a particular month in a particular year, or what is the progress, or whether there is any loss. Okay, so you can find it, you can analyze your data for the in a historical perspective. Okay, so that is the meaning of the time variant here. Then non-volatile. So data warehouse is physically a separate storage of data from the operational data. So data warehouse does not require the transaction processing. It usually requires two operations: initial loading of the data and access of the data. So typically the data in the warehouse is not modified and deleted, but it doesn't mean that the data which is stored in data warehouse cannot be updated or it cannot be deleted. It can be, but it is typically these two, modification and deletion, is not performed on a data warehouse. Only data is stored in a data warehouse and it can be read or it can be accessed. Now, why data warehouse? Okay, so now you may think that as operational databases of organization stores detailed data, so why not perform online analytical processing directly on such a database instead of wasting a time to construct the data warehouse? So to improve the performance of the both operational database and warehouse, they are kept separately. So operational database do the day-to-day transaction processing, and it mostly focus on a current data. But the analytical queries are often too complex, which needs the summarized and aggregated multi-dimensional view data. So to store the summarized data, different data organizations access methods are needed. That's why it is efficient to create a separate data warehouse which stores the summarized data using multi-dimensional model which supports the OLAP queries. This doesn't mean that OLAP queries cannot be applied on an operational database, but if do so, it degrades the performance of the operational task. Okay, so it is better to separate the data warehouse from the operational databases. Okay, so data collected from the various sources and stored in a various databases cannot be directly visualized. That is the reason for the creation of the data warehouse also. Decision supports requires the historic data, and whereas operational database do not typically maintain the historic data. This is the second reason. Then decision supports requires the consolidation, that is the aggregation and summarize data from heterogeneous sources, resulting in a high quality, clean and integrated data, and these are the features of the data warehouse. So that's why it is need of implementation of the data warehouse in an organization. Now let us see the advantages of data warehouse. So it can combine the data, it can consolidate the data from heterogeneous sources at a one place. So this is one advantage. The another is strategic questions can be answered by studying the historical data which is stored in a data warehouse in easily, and data warehouse is faster and accurate because data in a data warehouse is more stable. Okay, it includes the information which is the process data. While in a operational database, the raw data is stored. Here in a data warehouse, the process data is stored in the form of the information. So it is very easy to read, okay, and relate. So that using this information, you can the managers can easily get answers for the strategic questions. Okay, because this data warehouse provides the stable storage of the data, and it provides the historical data as well. And this historical data is stored in a access in a summarized form, in an aggregated form, which are easy to access, and that's why this data warehousing is faster. So you no need to link to the we no need to search to the multiple tables, okay, in a data warehouse, because it is stored in an aggregated form. So that's why it is easily available and access is faster. So these are the advantages of data warehouse. Now let us have a look on the difference between OLTP and OLAP. So OLTP means online transactional processing and OLAP means online analytical processing. So this OLTP is generally deals with the operational databases, and OLAP is deals with the data warehouse. Okay, so the difference is, the first difference is which relates to OLTP is it contains the current data. Okay, so the transactional data of day-to-day transactions is stored in a databases. So OLTP refers that current data, while OLAP refers the historical data which is stored in a data warehouses. The entity relationship data model is generally used for storing this current data, while in OLAP, data warehouse uses the star, snowflake and fact constellations schemas for storing the data. In OLTP, it is application oriented. So the database system is designed and tuned to perform the day-to-day transactions of or the operations of that company. So it is totally application oriented, while this data warehouse is subject oriented. So subject specific summarized and aggregated information is stored in a data warehouse, and OLAP deals with that subject oriented information. Then it's in OLTP, it includes a primitive and highly detailed data. So operational databases towards the primitive and highly detailed data, which is generally used by this OLTP, while in the data warehouse it includes the summarized and consolidated data. Then these databases are detailed and flat and generally relational databases, and in data warehouse summarized and multidimensional view data is stored. Here, generally the short and simple transactions are implemented. The simple queries are applied through the OLTP, but here in OLAP, complex queries are applied on a databases. Read and write both access are allowed in OLTP, while on a data warehouse, mostly read access is performed. Number of records access in tens in OLTP, while number of records access are in millions in OLAP. Database size is at most in a GB, but here in OLAP deals with the database sizes ranges from GB to TB. Okay, using the OLTP, the priority is high performance and high availability, but for the OLAP, the priority is high flexibility and end user autonomy. So this is the difference between a OLAP and OLTP. Now let us have a look on the data warehousing architecture. So data warehousing architecture is a multi-tier architecture. So here you can see this is as a 3-tier architecture. So the bottom tier is a warehouse database server. So this is the bottom tier, which is the data warehouse server. Middle tier is a OLAP server, and top tier is a front end tools. Okay. So this bottom warehouse server is implemented as a relational database system. Operational databases like SQL Server, Oracle, etc., and external sources like the profile information of the customer in a simple flat file or XML files are fed to the bottom tier, that is a data warehouse server, through the ETL tools. So this data from the different sources is first extracted, then cleaned, then transformed to remove the inconsistencies using the ETL tools, and then it is loaded in the warehouse. Okay, so in the bottom layer, data is modeled as the enterprise warehouse and the data marts. Enterprise warehouse stores all the information about entire organization, which includes information related to all the departments or all the subjects of that organization's information of all the subjects of that organization is stored in the data warehouse. While data mart is a smaller version of data warehouse, it stores the information of specific subjects or department. There may be separate data marts for the sales data, marketing data, and they satisfy only the certain users. Okay, so this bottom layer may include the enterprise data warehouse or the data marts. So middle tier is a OLAP server. It presents the multi-dimensional data from the data warehouse or the data marts to the knowledge workers. And the top tier is a front-end client layer, which contains query reporting tools, analysis tools, data mining tools. So knowledge worker use these tools to do the trend analysis and prediction, etc. works, and to and try to get the answers to their strategic questions. Thank you.